Nutrition. It's a big topic, but you got to start somewhere, so let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Come on now. Let's get into it.
Hey, welcome everybody to Live Center Stage, your channel for discovering that it's never too late to improve your health and so you can get out there and live your passion. You know, our bodies are constantly breaking down and being rebuilt, and food is the building material. You really are what you eat. So eating a poor diet is like trying to run your car on molasses or feeding your lawn gasoline to help it grow. In fact, some scientists and researchers now say that food is the number one killer, as many of the foods that we eat cause chronic inflammation and many of the underlying causes of major chronic disease, as well as they destroy our gut biome, killing off the useful bacteria while feeding those that are destructive to our health. But there's also really good news. Science is also revealing that there's a profound power and value of proper nutrition for active aging and chronic disease prevention, and both physical and mental health. So instead of treating only symptoms of the disease with drugs, we can really effectively address the root causes of many diseases with better food choices. Let food be thy medicine, but paleo, low carb, keto, vegan, what's right for you? It's so confusing and there's stubborn opinions on all sides. So how do you decide? Well, before you go on the next fad diet, ask yourself this: is this something I can do forever? If it isn't, it'll fail. 95% of the people who lose weight on a diet gain it all back and usually add more weight. And even worse, while you might lose some fat on a diet, in many cases you also lose a significant amount of muscle. The result is you might weigh less on the scale, but you end up with less muscle and a greater body fat percentage. In other words, you're a smaller but fatter and weaker version of yourself. And retaining muscle as we age should be a top priority. So if you're restricting food groups, you can become deficient in nutrients and minerals that you require. The only real solution is to choose a plan that you can stick to forever. And what does that mean? Well, you want to love the food that you eat and replace poor food choices with healthier ones. In fact, if you can follow just one concept, you'll be well on your way to dramatically improving your health and your weight and your energy level. What is it? Just get rid of processed food. Our primary goal is to gradually implement this way of eating, regardless of preferred nutrition options. So let's take action. First, acknowledge how much of your diet is processed food. You know, if it comes in a box or it can be in a wrapper, or just be honest. Why should we change our mindset about consuming these products? Well, here's a few points to consider. Today, over 60% of the food consumed is heavily processed and it's in very low quality. There's several problems with highly processed foods. They're stripped of most nutrients and even fiber, and they're highly palatable but not satiating, meaning they're manufactured to cause us to eat more while sabotaging our body's ability to determine that we're full. These foods are made to be addictive. Most contain excessive amounts of sugar. The average North American consumes about 20 teaspoons of added sugar a day. That's not including sugars in like cookies and candy, but only the sugar that's added to processed food, like bread, for example. Processed food contains many ingredients that contribute to inflammation, diabetes, cardiac disease, and even cancer. So let's work to transform our nutrition to properly fuel our bodies. Realize that we need to limit the amount of low quality, high sugar, calorie dense items. So what should you eat and what should you avoid? Well, look at the ingredients and aim to limit any food-like substances that contain the ingredients that aren't food. Ideally, you want to eat a diet of single ingredient food. If it's made in nature, eat it. If it's made in a factory, avoid it. Here's just a few actions to get you started. Try preparing 2 or 3 meals each week that contain only real, natural food ingredients, and gradually increase the number of meals each week until most of your meals are prepared this way. Another thing you can try is protein is the most satiating macronutrient, meaning that a meal that is rich in protein will keep you feeling full for much longer. For example, 2 large baked chicken breasts will contain less calories than the average size muffin from a local coffee shop. And protein is essential for repairing and building all the tissues and muscles in our bodies. So prioritize protein and look to gradually increase how much you eat and educate yourself on what foods contain good quality protein. Determine how much protein is in your diet and gradually aim to increase the amount until you reach the average of 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight. So it's a big topic, and we'll be posting many more nutrition-focused videos. So please hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you'll always know when these new videos come out. Simply reducing or eliminating processed food is going to improve your health, increase your energy, and improve your body composition. In fact, studies have shown that when people are unrestricted in their food consumption, in other words, they can eat as much as they want, they eat about 600 calories less per day if they consume whole natural food compared to processed food. They also reported more energy and more positive sense of well-being. So considering all the complication and adverse effects of chronic disease and inflammation that poor quality processed foods are responsible for, ask yourself, why do I put that in my body? Make the change to whole natural food so you can get out there, live your center stage, and I'll see you in the next video.